What's up, guys? Thought I'd jump on for a really quick stream, check in with everybody, see what's happening in the markets right now. Let's just go straight on to share and take a look at what is happening because we spoke about Bitcoin potentially coming down and testing some of these descending trend lines. Obviously, we wicked through those. We have come back up. We've actually bounced right at the top of my value zone. So that's a bit of a coincidence. Obviously, you can't really predict that, but yeah, it's looking right now that a bit of buying stepped in, which, to be honest with you, we really needed to see. So things are looking a lot better than they were a few hours ago. Let's just drop it down to the 1 hour time frame, and we can see it's around about 5 o'clock. We came down 92,500, and then we saw some buying come in. Right now, starting to push up a bit, so that's encouraging. Let's see. This could be our low. Obviously, we have the nice capitulation wick here. Just going on to the 4 hour on the other chart I've got, obviously sort of hugging the path, which I always like to see when Bitcoin hugs the paths that I draw. So yes, the magic blue line, that is giving us our hopium for now. Obviously, the crypto gods are watching the stream and they are sticking to the plan as we are sticking to the plan. So look, I think it's fairly easy here. If we trade below today's low over the next week, well, at any point in time, I don't see how we don't flush this level here, come down to around about 90,000 and potentially run into this 100-day moving average. This is this white moving average here. So potentially that's going to be the next move that takes place. Just kind of running through the Bitcoin charts here that I've got, trying to deal with a painfully slow trading view as well, which is not helpful. But this is the one with the Fibonacci's. Obviously, we went straight through, sliced straight through the 786, but we're back above it for now. Obviously, really want to see Bitcoin get back above this 618, recapture this ascending trend line. Let's get ourselves up towards higher prices, please, as we go into the end of January. Let's try and get a nice bullish start to 2025. I personally think probably by the middle of February, we're coming up to around about here. It's funny, I did one of these boxes last year in the summer, same where I thought we'd be in November time. It was around 70. I think it was around here I did it. I think I drew it back here, but I said, look, by the end of October, I think we're going to be back above 70,000. I kind of did a little box like this, basically like all the way back here, like 6 months earlier, and we actually came up to it. So I just said, no matter what happens, I think Q4, you know, we'll get some sort of October, we'll get a bullish October. And of course, in the end, we eventually got one right at the end of the month coming up into that area. So again, I'm going to put my neck out here. I'm going to say that over the next few months, no matter where we go, whether we sort of dip down here first, I don't think we'll see a sustained breakdown. I don't think we'll spend like months and months like chopping lower, 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 and end up, being down at like 80K in March or something. I fully expect by the end of February, so end of February, early March, that will be up at this ascending trend line around about 110,000, potentially going through that, going to slightly higher prices. I think a better line is probably this one. I think we'll be up here. I think we will likely, I'd say, by literally the end of February to like the middle of March. I think we'll hit this box. That is my prediction, and I'm going to leave that on there so I can talk about it tomorrow on the GM stream. Let's check out the liquidations. So I just pulled this up, and actually the liquidations are looking fairly good here. We've got a lot of liquidity above price, so it might be that we get a bit of a short squeeze going on from now. Obviously, everybody on the timeline on X is turbo bearish, super bearish comments, and yeah, I'm hearing it all right now. I read something from some guy today that's apparently, one of these respected traders, but of course his account's completely anonymous, and he's talking about the dollar. The dollar's breaking out, the dollar is significant. This is going to put risk assets on so much pressure, and I'm bearish. I'm bearish to lower levels, and I've seen so much of this. Even the bullish guys are coming out and calling for like 70K, 75K, 80K. It's all because of this. It's all because of the dollar. I really want to see if we can pull up a chart of what the dollar did when Trump took office. Actually, we can take a look at this right now. Let's put the drawings off. Let's go to the monthly chart and let's see the first time Trump came into office. Obviously, it wasn't 4 years ago, which would have been 2021. It was 2017. Let's see what the dollar did in early 2017. And we can see right in front of us. Where's early 2017? Let's mark it out with a nice big vertical line. We want January 2017. Drawings have gone back on, but this is what we're looking at. This is it. This is when Trump came into office here. And then what did we do for the next, obviously, 13 odd months, call it a year. For the next year, we totally tanked in the dollar. Everybody's saying the dollar's going to go up. Tariffs, 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 tariffs. Orange man bad. We've heard it all before. And look at what the dollar did. At the end of the day, Trump wants a weaker dollar. Why does he want a weaker dollar? Because it makes exports cheaper. Makes exports cheaper for US producers, US manufacturers looking to export their products around the globe. Obviously, the lower the dollar comparative to other currencies, the more affordable those products are because, of course, they're priced in the dollar. So if the local currencies globally versus the dollar are stronger versus the dollar, there's going to be more demand for US products. And we know Trump likes to back US, he likes to back American goods. He's going to want to show growth in the US. He's going to want to come in and really set the economy on fire. He's going to want a weaker dollar. He's not going to want a very strong dollar. Of course, he's not going to want a super weak dollar, but he's not going to want one that is ripping high out of control. And I really think what we're seeing right now is a front running of the inauguration. It's pricing in all of the tariffs. These are getting fully priced into the market. And after that, what comes after that? For me, when tariffs are fully priced in, I don't know what's going to keep running this market higher. I think at the moment, it's really off the back of inflation, and it's thinking like inflation is going to be a big thing, a big narrative. It's going to rear its head. So the Fed is going to have to keep on increasing rates. I don't see it personally. I think rates will come down. And no matter what happens, I think the US is going to want a strong economy, and Trump is going to have his way. Trump is definitely going to have his way, which means low rates, cheaper dollar, high growth, and potentially inflation does have to run hot for a little bit. But we've had rates at a restrictive level for some time, and we're starting to see signs in the bond markets, the bond market yields starting to spike. I think this will start to turn around. It might be turning around already. The high might be in already. Obviously, we tagged 618. So Could be in already. Let's see. Is there anything else to talk about? I'm sure you don't want to look at altcoins because they're getting absolutely obliterated. I mean, the stock market today, just quickly looking at stocks before we look at Ethereum, a bit of a reversal candle, not much happening. Obviously, slight down day. Like I say, a bit of de-risking heading into jobs data on Friday, inflation data next week. Totally natural for the market to go through this. Ethereum straight into the value area. I did add a bit to my Ethereum positions. Nice bounce. Let's see if we can close today with a nice wick here. Bit of a capitulation. Obviously, people are getting scared. People are getting really scared here. People are thinking, that's it. The high may well be in. They're looking at things like this. They're looking at this divergence where we've had a higher read on the RSI, then we've had a lower high on the RSI, but we've had a higher high in price. That's bearish divergence. It's clear for everybody to see. Obviously, that's daily bearish divergence. We've got something similar, I believe, on Bitcoin as well, where we've got, yeah, bearish divergence. You can call this one, two, three, four, triple, quadruple bearish divergence. Everybody's getting scared. Everybody's looking at this monthly chart as well. It's looking at this doji candle, obviously big wick to the upside, closing as a bearish candle. So yeah, I can see it. I can see there are reasons to be nervous. There are reasons to be scared. And my God, the market is getting really scared here that we're going a lot lower. But you know what? Trump is coming in, the most crypto friendly administration we've ever seen is about to come into office. You're not telling me that the market is going to top before they even get into office, and none of the changes that they put through are going to mean a thing. None of that's going to matter. I really can't see it. I mean, some of these altcoins, I don't really want to look at altcoins. Let's just look at Solana quickly, and then we can take a look at some of these altcoins. But obviously, Solana getting close, pretty close back to where it was sort of pre-election. Obviously, yeah, this is pre-election, right? This is back in November, October time, end of October, and we're getting back down to those prices. This is a token that had the SEC and Gensler all over it. It was never going to get an ETF. If Kamala won, Solana would have been toast. And look at it now; it's come all the way back down to like prices pre-election. For me, this is a screaming buy, absolute screaming buy. Solana is now valued at less than BNB. It's at less than XRP, if you can believe it. Solana is a great buy here. And let's run through some altcoins really quickly. This is my leverage list of altcoins. So these are the altcoins that I'm really bullish on, and I actually have leverage positions on. So obviously, some of these are getting destroyed. I've got filled on a limit order down here at 8.5 on Aptos. Down at its 200-day moving average. It's coming for another retest. It's getting a reaction. I like it here. Apu working on the higher low. I wouldn't want to see this come down below 0.47 again. I think Apu, it's time. It's time for Apu to really sort of get going. What else is popular here? Beam, I looked at earlier as well. Beam's come all the way down, start to fill in this inefficiency from this wick. So I think Beam is coming to a Fibonacci retracement as well. Like Beam here, look, it could come down a little bit lower to 0.019, but I don't really see it going much lower than that. If we take this swing low to swing high, we can see we're right in the golden pocket. So if Beam can recapture this 100 daily moving average, I think it can really start to turn around. Obviously, I'm very bullish on meme coins. I've been very vocal about that. Brett, you're getting another chance to buy Brett in the value area. Major support here It's pierced it once, touched it again, touched it just now. Again, 200-day moving average. Obviously, previous highs before we had the breakout post-election, all the way back to pre-election levels. It's just got to run soon. I really feel like this is one of the last chances to buy. Yeah, things could come down, things could take out their lows here and start to get really ugly. But I just think there'll be huge demand that starts to come in if these do go any lower. And like I say, I think this will be short, sharp, quick. If we do see another leg down on these, but yeah, I really think it's here. I really think the lows are looking like they're in for these. Athena as well has been a pretty popular coin of late. Obviously, talks about it being linked to Donald Trump's company, the Trump family's World Liberty Financial 50-day moving average being held currently as support. Really want to see this start to pick up soon. Phantom's been hammered, absolutely hammered. Obviously, Sonic merger. For those of us that have been trading Phantom on leverage, we've been told to close Phantom positions. So a couple of days ago, I had to close mine. It was around about 0.72. Not the best place to close it after obviously running profits a lot higher and then tripping a lot of those and basically still coming out at a profit because I bought it way back in the summertime. But yeah, not the best trade. Goat, absolutely awful, sweeping its lows, fresh lows today, struggling to get a bounce. Obviously, a pick that we have spoke about. So let's see if we can regain this, call it 40 cent level. Jasmine, another popular one, decent bounce off the hundreds, moving average at the 618 as well. So this is where you'd expect a reaction. So, like I say, a lot of these are in areas that you really want to see reaction. Pepe back into its 0.017, back to its 100-day moving average. You want to see a reaction here. So, I think the next couple of days are going to be really crucial for these markets. Let's just take a really quick look at the crypto stocks because sometimes crypto stocks can be a little bit of a leading indicator. We've seen that with Coinbase earlier on in the cycle. We've seen that a bit with MicroStrategy as well. I expect they're having a rough time today. Yeah, MicroStrategy bottomed last month. It's on this trend line. Looks like it's trying to put in a bit of a low here and get back above. If it can get back above both of these moving averages, obviously it did briefly, similar to Bitcoin, but obviously that's a higher low relative to the last low than what Bitcoin's made. So it's looking a bit stronger. So some relative strength in these crypto stocks is what you want to see. And Coinbase higher low as well. So, unless these crypto stocks take out their recent lows, their December lows, then potentially that should bode well for Bitcoin as well. Obviously, they've led on the way down. Can it be the case that they lead on the way up? That is potentially what we're starting to see with a couple of these. So, of course, if we see MicroStrategy trade above this high, that could be an early indicator that Bitcoin is not going to reach new lows and could be a decent, spot to pick some up. The other thing I noticed as well is that if you look at these tickers here, this is the bottom one's Binance, the top one's the index, the middle one's Coinbase. So we're seeing Coinbase trade a little bit of a discount. It's kind of gone away mostly now. But this was a bit more of a discount, meaning the Coinbase price was lower than Binance and the index. Usually, when we see a Coinbase premium, it means that the ETFs are buying. That we've got a big institutional buyer on the bid. Conversely, when we see a discount here, it means that the ETFs are selling. So it'd be interesting to see if we see some outflows. Obviously, ETF outflow numbers will come out very, very soon. And I'll talk about those in the GM stream tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. Obviously, good to see a bit of a bounce come in. Let's see if we can hold this bounce over the next couple of days. Obviously, tomorrow is actually a holiday. I believe it's a sort of day of memory for, I forgot his name now. I think it's President Carter, right? So, yeah, Markets will be closed. Spot markets will be closed in terms of the stocks, but obviously crypto will still be doing its thing. Potentially, we see some lower volatility tomorrow, so probably not going to get any sort of breakdown tomorrow. But obviously, Friday is going to be a big day. Non-farm payrolls should be an indicator in terms of where we're going economy-wise. We have seen the market selling off when good data's come in. So if the non-farm payrolls data comes in a bit below expectation, then might not be the worst thing in the world as long as it's not a complete disaster. Uh, so yeah, if we get a really hot number, then yeah, we might see more pressure in these markets over the weekend. But I think inflation next week's going to be the big one, obviously Tuesday next week. So about 5 days to go until that. Um, so yeah, let's see if we can survive till then, and let's see if you know we get some bit of a helping hand from that data because that data will ultimately drive what the Fed does. The Fed are meeting right at the end of this month. So, potentially if that data is okay, if it's in line or just below in terms of the inflation reads versus expectations, then potentially we could see a nice tick up into the end of this month. If it comes in hot, then potentially we're in for more sort of sideways down and choppiness. And yeah, this market really might struggle going into the end of the month. Maybe Trump inauguration gives us a little bit of relief, but yeah, probably means that the Fed are going to be hawkish again, and potentially that's what the market has jitters about. So I'm going to leave it there. Off to bed. I'll talk to you all again tomorrow. GM, GM, or should I say GN? Good night.